What's up guys, Dr. Ryan here with another episode of Smashing Wealth. In this video, I'm going to go over if we are in a stock market bubble. We will be going over what a stock market bubble is, and I will also be walking you through a thorough analysis to determine if we can expect a stock market bubble crash. This video will help dive into what the Fed is doing to artificially prop up the stock market, which helped create the stock bubble 2020. I will also be answering a question I get from the Smashing Wealth community quite frequently, which is, should I invest in stock market bubble 2020 or should I wait for the next stock market crash? This video will even take it a step further and give you a step-by-step guide on how to handle a stock market bubble and steps you need to take to ensure that you protect your stock market investments if we have to endure another stock market crash. I will even be sharing with you what I do personally with my stock market portfolio to ensure that I maximize my overall returns. If you stick around to the end of this video, you'll understand how to make money in a stock market bubble burst and how to profit in the next stock market crash. If you perfect these strategies and implement them in your own stock market investing strategy, it'll put you in a position to potentially profit no matter what happens in the stock market. So let's get into it. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ have reached new record highs. This is a point in time that's critical in determining if we are in a stock market bubble today or if we will have another market crash. If the stock market doesn't move past its current high, this will signal a much bigger problem. It may indicate that the market has formed a double top. This is an indicator that the market can shift into a bear market and we may be expecting a pullback in the market. This can lead to a long anticipated stock market crash 2020. The Feds have succeeded in sustaining a speculative stock bubble. They have artificially supported the economy, and as a result, the stock market has failed to crash. The reason I am saying that this is a stock market bubble is because most of the economy and the companies that make up the economy are in shambles. While the major indexes are indicating that business is booming, no one is paying attention to the fact that the amount of debt we are accumulating is far exceeding the output of our economy. It's like if you had a credit card with no limits and you just ran around charging it up with no thought in the world how you would eventually have to pay it all back one day. You have to ask yourself, who is gonna pay this bill? Well, I have a secret for you. You're gonna pay it. Your kids are gonna pay for it, your grandkids are gonna pay for it. In this stock market bubble explained video, it's no secret that the Fed cut interest rates close to zero. This means that the returns individuals are getting in their savings accounts and short-term bonds have plummeted. What this means is that we are essentially earning nothing on safe investments. This has resulted in people shifting money from their savings account and bonds and moving their money into the stock market. This has led to widespread speculation in the stock market. We have new investors buying stocks just to buy them. There is little to no market research, no analysis of fundamentals, no reading of company balance sheets. All this is mass FOMO. People are seeing stocks go up, they don't want to miss out, their money isn't earning anything in the bank, so they wildly throw their money into the stock market. This is one way the Fed is causing a stock market bubble. This is also how they're delaying a stock market crash. First things first, don't get stressed out about the stock market bubble today. You first have to identify the problem. The biggest problem that is all over the stock market news is that the like button is becoming increasingly difficult to turn blue. There aren't enough people smashing the like button hard enough to trigger it. If you would take a second and smash that like button for Smashing Wealth, it would mean the world to me. I am just gonna come out and say it. There is a huge stock bubble forming. We're in one of the biggest bubbles we have ever seen. You have to accept the fact that there's a bubble and it's here. All the stock bubble indicators are in full effect. But what is this stock market bubble meaning really? A stock market bubble is when stock prices rise above their values, which is determined by a system which values shares of stocks. I oftentimes refer to the PE ratios to determine if a stock or the stock market as a whole is overpriced. The PE ratio stands for the price to earnings ratio. The average PE ratio of the market is right around 16. This means that if you have a price of a share of a stock and it's $16, it is earning at least $1 per share. If we examine history, you will quickly realize that whenever the PE ratio is far above 16, the markets ultimately correct itself and we could have a stock market crash. Right now, the current market has a PE ratio above 30. We are currently around double the average PE ratio. The other valuation method we have is the Buffett indicator. This system states that if the stock market value is greater than the GDP, the stock market is overvalued and is in bubble territory. On average, the Buffett ratio is 0.8. Right now, we are at 1.8. According to the Buffett indicator, we are majorly overvalued and we are likely to have a stock market bubble on our hands and a stock market crash coming in the future. This would be my stock market crash 2020 predictions. Now, let's take a look at actions that you should be taking right now to make money in the stock market bubble pop. Everyone is asking the same questions. Should you invest in the stock market bubble? Or should you wait on the sidelines with cash in hand waiting for a stock market crash? After all, you may be expecting that the stock market bubble will burst. Now, you have to realize that the stock bubble may keep on inflating. It is all over the stock bubble news that the bigwigs in Washington are blowing massive amounts of air into the stock market bubble. It is possible to make money in the market, but it's going to be a game of musical chairs. You could invest your money, let the stock market bubble inflate, and allow your money to grow along with it. Since this situation meets the stock bubble definition, it is possible that the market may still keep growing for a period of time. With this being said, you have to acknowledge that the stock market bubble pop may happen at any time with your good fortune along with it. Now, if you have a long time before you need your money, you can hold your positions through the market crash and wait for your stocks to recover again over time. A stock market crash usually recovers relatively quickly. There was one market crash in 1929 that took over 10 years for the market to recover. So you have to make sure that the time is on your side with this strategy. Personally, I am very risk adverse. So while I do have some money in the market right now, which will grow as the bubble inflates, I also have a strong cash position so that when the stock market bubble pop happens, I can rush in and buy up equities during the stock market crash 2020. Let me know what you're doing with your money down below in the comment section. Now, there are a whole bunch of people out there who are super optimistic and they think that this stock market bubble will inflate forever. To properly put this in perspective for you, please allow me to take you on a quick walk through history. If we examine the Roaring '20s, this was a period of growth and prosperity, which was directly followed by the Great Depression. During the 1960s bubble, we had the Nifty 50 that was holding the market up and creating a stock bubble market which loudly popped for all to hear. The dot-coms drove tremendous growth through the 90s. In the 1990s, everyone was saying that trees can grow all the way to the sky, but they failed to realize that trees can be cut down or fall over. This tree fell over in 2000 and we had a stock crash. Since 2010, our stock market has been going up and up and up. Even before the Rona hit, our stock market was overvalued. Now with the economy barely on its feet again, it is impossible that the stock market could justify being valued at a price that is higher than it was pre-Rona, which was a point in time where it was already overvalued. If the market was overvalued pre-Rona and has risen to new record highs now, that means that an already overvalued market has become substantially more overvalued. We are nowhere near an economic position that we were in pre-Rona. Unemployment rates are above 10%. Millions went from being temporarily laid off during the March crash 2020 to being permanently laid off now. The economy as a whole is currently in a recession. The future overall outlook is completely up in the air. No one knows for sure where the future will take us. It is all over the stock bubble news that people are saying that this stock bubble isn't really a bubble because its value is justified by the FANG stocks. This includes Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google's parent company. During the whole Rona situation, these stocks have done extremely well. This is true. These companies collectively represent more than 20% of the S&P 500. Everyone is always talking about the S&P 500. If you stop to think about it, it's really all about the S&P 5. They're saying that since the S&P 5 are doing so well right now, and since it makes up a big chunk of the major indexes, this justifies the indexes reaching all-time highs now. I don't completely agree with this argument. It would be one thing if the individual share prices of most companies in the S&P 500 were going up in price across the board. But the fact is, it isn't. There are multiple sectors of the market that are lagging. I'm talking about the industrial sector. The energy sector is seriously lagging. The financial sector is doing terrible. These are absolutely major sectors of the market and the economy as a whole. It would be silly to think that we are anywhere near doing good as a country if we are still seriously lacking in so many areas. If the stock market moves higher without these sectors, the market will look more and more like a stock bubble forming. I don't believe you can justify an index reaching new all-time highs in the midst of a recession just because 5 companies are doing extremely well. I will be waiting for the stock bubble burst. I created another video which goes into extreme detail on why the stock market is going up and turning into a stock bubble. I will link to it up above. Just click on the I in the upper right-hand corner of this video and you'll gain access to it. Question of the day. Do you believe that we are in a stock market bubble? Drop a comment down below in the comment section of this video and let me know. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider smashing that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell to be alerted when I release future videos. I highly recommend joining our mailing list by going to smashingwealth.com. This way you'll be the first to know when I release new videos in the future. I left a link to join our mailing list in the description below. Obliterate that like button if you're feeling generous. Feel free to share this video if you felt that this video helped you learn why we are in a stock market bubble. You can also hit the save button to bookmark this video, come back to this video later. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at RealDrRyan. Don't forget that Robinhood is giving away 1 free stock just for signing up for a free account. Make sure you claim your free stock from the link in the description section of this video. Webull is also giving away 2 free stocks. You get 1 free stock when you open up a free account. If you deposit $100, Webull will give you another free stock, with this one being valued up to $1,400. You can claim up to 3 stocks for free from the links in the description box below. That is free money in your pocket. I hope you enjoyed this video on the stock market bubble and why a stock market crash is on its way. Thank you for your time and support. This is Dr. Ryan. Until next time, have a smashing day.